I wanted to speak to you about air conditioning today. We all have air conditionings in our houses. This house doesn't have air conditioning. We've made a conscious decision not to use air conditioning because once it's there, we have the temptation to switch it on. Now, the reason I am against it is because the human body is designed to be exposed to the elements, be exposed to high temperatures and low temperatures, and produce produce adaptations in response to those high and low temperatures. So if it's hot, you're supposed to sweat. If it's cold, you're supposed to shiver, and you need that flexibility. You need that flexibility of exposure to temperature. You need that flexibility of adaptability to that temperature. Just like you need flexibility in your movement, just like you need flexibility in your diet, you need flexibility in your environment, and you need flexibility to adapt to that environment. Air conditioning provides you the opportunity to change your environment into your favor. So if you got a temperature of maybe 24 or 26 set on your AC and you've got central air conditioning in your house, it's going to stay at that temperature throughout, and your body loses the adaptability. It gets used to that 24 degrees and it stays at that position, and your body loses that adaptability. That's one problem. So the loss of adaptability to your environment, that is one problem. And the other problem is that all of these air conditioning systems have a filter, and these filters get filled with molds and dusts, and unless you replace the filter very frequently, your air conditioning is going to recirculate that moldy air into your house, and you're going to be breathing that for a really long duration. If you spend 12 hours at home or 16 hours at home, that's what's going to happen, and that mold is not good for your health. It's going to make your immune system on high alert, which means you're going to have lots more allergies, not just to dust but also to allergies to food. You can have toxin exposure through the mold that can then affect your brain, and you can have early dementia, and you can have rapid onset dementia when exposed to molds of this sort. So that is another problem. Now they all get advertised with HEPA filters and filters that kill molds and all of that, but do you really believe those advertisements, and are you willing to bet your life on that advertisement? So that is my second problem with air conditioning. And the third problem, of course, is your electricity bill. And that is a very convincing argument. You can hear astronomical air conditioning bills come up on electricity, and no amount of being stingy on all the other equipment is going to compensate for your use of the air conditioning. So that's the practical, if you want to appeal to that side of your personality, yeah, so think about the electricity bills. So that was my this was my marketing spiel against air conditioning. I'd like to see what your responses are in the comments. I know some of you will talk about how you're not able to focus when it's too hot or too cold, and I agree, but then I think you should be more judicious in the way you use air conditioning. You should be using it when it is absolutely necessary, not use it as a way of life, not use it throughout the day. Pick and choose the time when you use air conditioning. So if you've got extremely focused work and the heat is distracting you, yes, use air conditioning for a few hours. If your sleep is disturbed in the height of summer, if you're in an urban environment where it's really hot and there's no air circulation around you, if your house has not been designed properly to let in air and light, then you might have to resort to air conditioning. So yes, there are exceptions. And another good time, or if your sleep is constantly being disturbed by the heat and the sweat, then yes, maybe you'll have to make a trade-off and use air conditioning. But air conditioning as a way of life every day is probably a bad idea. So I'm waiting for the comments. Thanks.